Well, I'm a bit late, but please forgive me. The Yankees love to make these moves at very weird times. It will not happen again, but the Yankees have officially traded for Cody Bellinger. It's about damn time. What's going on, guys? The King of 161st June. I'm back in another video, and I've already told you guys what the downsides could be to a Cody Bellinger trade. I'm going to leave all of that stuff for my last video. Go watch that video and then come back here if you really want to see the downsides of what this move could do. Because as of late, I have not been talking about what the upsides really could be. Cody Bellinger is not just a first baseman. Cody Bellinger is also an outfielder, and it seems as though the Yankees want to play him in that outfield spot. And as an outfielder, Cody Bellinger has a lot of potential to really help this team. And it's not just because he's really good defensively, even though, yes, he is better defensively in the outfield, but he also creates flexibility for the Yankees to throw out Jasson Dominguez into left field, but more importantly, it allows Judge to go to right field. To me, this seemed like it would be a huge thing for the Yankees to make sure that Aaron Judge gets off of that center field spot as soon as possible. When you got a guy who's nearing the mid-30s, but he's still one of your best players and probably number one or number two in Major League Baseball, you want that guy to be as healthy and as productive for as long as possible. And if he continued to play in that center field spot, you are not going to get Aaron Judge long term. He was at some point going to break down. That is a 6'7", 280-pound force playing a very athletic position. Moving him back to right field was, in my opinion, one of the biggest objectives for the Yankees once Soto went to the Mets. The only reason they moved him to center was to appease the horrible defending of Juan Soto. But now this outfield defense looks really strong. Last time Judge played in right field, he was one of the best in that spot at doing that. Now you got a great defending Bellinger. Also have Jasson Dominguez, theoretically could be a really great defender out there as long as he starts working on left field, because last season was not a very big highlight for Jasson Dominguez in that spot. But outside of the defense, the upside of what Bellinger could be some big news for the Yankees. I know I've talked about some of the downsides that his swing could have, but if his swing plays the way a lot of people project it to, this is a guy who last season probably could have hit still 20 to 25 in the Bronx, but because he was in Chicago and that Midwest wind was swirling around, it didn't really translate. When you're playing at Yankee Stadium, you have that short porch and the wind is not as crazy. There are ways that his offense could be far more consistent in the Bronx rather than playing 81 games in Chicago. And if you have a power guy who's batting just above Aaron Judge, applying protection for even Cody Bellinger, because no one wants to pitch to Aaron Judge, so you pitch to Cody Bellinger. If he can next season turn back the clock just a couple of years and he could give you 25 to 30 homers, doesn't even have to have the best on base, 25 to 30 homers with an 800 OPS. This lineup looks incredibly deep because the Yankees are not done spending offensively, and you have certain guys that you are expecting jumps from. Anthony Volpe looks really good in the postseason. Austin Wells seems like he could have a second-year jump. Jasson Dominguez is an offensive force when healthy. He could be a huge boost. Jazz is going to have a full season in the Bronx. Yes, the Yankees don't have a first baseman just yet, but when they get that guy, where there's already reports, by the end of the week, they're going to have their first baseman. By that time, this offense is going to look incredible. And that's along with the pitching help that Hal Steinbrenner has already gone out and paid for with Max Fried and Devin Williams. I'm telling you right now, on the upside, this team does look a ton deeper than it did last season, even without Juan Soto. And last season, the Yankees made it to the World Series without that type of depth. Now, if you get a bit of development, you get a full year of Jazz, and you fill some of these holes, because right now our outfield defense looks pretty fucking good. Last season, that was a concern. Now, you're looking at the infield, and you'll say to yourself, well, Volpe's a good defender. Jazz looked good at third base, even though starting off, he made a bunch of errors. He worked himself into being a really good athletic third baseman. Theoretically, you get Christian Walker. That's a huge defensive bump. And who knows what they do at second base. That's my real concern here, because there's not many options in the minor leagues. You either go Oswald Peraza or you go a little crazy. I'm not even going to say who I think they would call up at that point, but just know it would be way too soon. But overall, I am loving what I'm seeing out of Hal Steinbrenner and Brian Cashman. I'm hoping that they keep this up because this team still has work to do. It's progressing into being an extremely deep team coming off of this Soto era. But anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think with Cody Bellinger coming to the Yankees. Like the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. I'm out of here. Take care and peace.